Greetings, this is Pillar Nexus, the Ancient Gladiator, and this is the second episode of Solo Sequence, the one player quest of figuring out what games are playable solo and which solo modes and games are actually pretty good. So here's the twist. So every odd-numbered episode is going to be a game that actually has a built-in solo mode, or an expansion that adds a solo play by adding automated opponents. Every even-numbered episode is going to be a game that doesn't have a built-in solo mode, and I'm going to be figuring out how to play it solo. This is one that I've actually kind of had this idea of how I could do it solo by pretty much stripping out almost all the stuff that makes it interesting. And that game is New Angeles. Clear. Set in the Android universe. So basically how it works out for my idea anyway is you'll take the usual action cards that get proposed for offers. You'll take one of each of them, with the exceptions of the ones that affect players directly. You will leave out high-risk investments, puff piece, vanity project, information procurement, and full deployment. Those get left out completely, along with the emergency actions, and the loyalty cards, and the corporations, and the assets, and the investment cards. This game strips out. This is stripping out so much from the game. It's like, what even is this now? So yeah, you'll just take one of each of the action cards that don't directly affect players. You'll set the threat marker to 0. You'll set up one of the random setup cards. The base game comes with 6. I don't think they're going to do any expansions anytime soon. So with this setup, lights out, Guerrilla Radio. This one starts with a lot of illness and outage, a few enemies, 2 private security units. It's quite a bit, and it gives me four actions until we go down the track. Stuff. Otherwise, you're still trying to meet the demands of the city. Like for his first demand, it's hosting World Cup. Still have 2 chances to produce before the demand has to be met, or the threat goes up. The game will still end when you hit 25 threat, which will result from taking actions worth illnesses and having enemies or illness reach the route, or failing to meet demand, or the event deck. I'm starting with 3 outages, and there's an outage event, so I'm going to have to navigate around that. So basically, playing it solo, we'll just have to you just straight up play the action, and when you've played the actions for the limit, you'll resolve the event. You'll take the actions back. So ultimately, the question is, how do you make this scenario more difficult? So let's say put down a token there, and then let's say I'm limited to only using one action of a given type per round. So I've already done biotech. I can't do any more biotech. I'll do remove a price sec unit from here, and we'll knock out these two jerks. And we will raise unrest. There's no unrest to raise. There's an outage. So here. And then we want to get the androids to where we need them. No one else not on the list, so no worries. And then we need to clear that outage token because, damn it. Gentrification to remove that one. Place price sec unit. And there. So I've gotten my 4 actions down, and then we resolve the standard round production phase. So every one of these is going to go up in unrest, but I'm going to get 2. We'll get 1 consumable, which will meet the demand. So we're part of the way there. 2 of the tech, 2 of the entertainment, 1 of the credits. So next round, I could probably just keep them where they're at. They'll still produce, but then I have to deal with the event card. So if there's an outage in any tier 3 district, increase threat by 5. Ow. So I needed to deal with this. Otherwise, if there's an outage in any tier 2 district, increase that by 3. Because the helium-3 transport was threatened by service interruptions. Then I'll add more stuff, of course. Yeah, this stuff will remain the same. Oop. Private security kicks them that way. Then we got illness up here. And then we only get 3 rounds, or 3 actions for the next round to fulfill the demand. I don't have to worry about moving androids this time. You can probably focus on maybe making use of unorthodox knowledge to get some advantage on the event deck. Probably maybe start dealing with the unrest or the outages or the illness. But yeah, it's just the only thing you're really missing out on is, the money, the assets, investments. We take the pandemic for bastards equation and remove the bastards from the equation. So it feels almost like a utility, do I dare say utilitarian approach to this game. Because you're not focused on money, you're not focused on trying to get assets, you're trying to fulfill what the city is trying to, the city needs. And it might work. It might be an interesting puzzle to see how well you can do for a given scenario. Can it? You finished it at 21. Can you do better? by doing it again. It's an idea. It's something to try out with the game that the game did not already come with, but can be kind of figured out by looking at the way the game runs and making the alterations that make sense. But yeah, there's solo sequence for New Angeles. If you think it's an interesting idea, I hope you'll try it out. I'm gonna be figuring out ideas for the rest of these games that have no solo mode. That'll be interesting. So wish me luck. Thank you very much for watching. This has been Pillar Nexus. I will see you next time.